Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am finally back. As you guys can see, I have not been on my channel for a little bit, especially with any budgeting content, so I do apologize about that. I will be making finally a get ready with me video. I'm kind of going a little bit in depth of a couple of things, mainly about my citizenship interview that I had last week, which was kind of the main reason why I had to put like my videos on hold for a little bit. And I think I mentioned that in my week 1 check-in for the month of April, which was my only check-in that I got up last month, which is crazy to me because I remember being so consistent with my budgeting videos, and I don't think I've ever missed a weekly check-in and just not filmed it at all. So I'm happy to be back, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the next couple of videos that I will be bringing to my channel as usual. But of course, this video is going to be my May monthly budget setup, which is definitely so late. And again, one thing that I never get up this late or film this late at least. And it just once again has to do with the fact that I was very busy. I think I had the busiest month last month, and I've actually been going through it. So more of that to come later on this month, but let's go ahead and get started. Of course, I'm going to be using my Plum Paper monthly right here. I am already in the month of May. This is how my cover looks. I still have, I think this is my second to last month. Yeah, so I have one more month after May for this budget planner, which is so crazy that I'm already going to be done with this monthly planner. And who knows, I might end up going back to the EC monthly planner, stay with the Plum Paper. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've actually really liked my Plum Paper for just all of the different sections that it has, which I do set up every month with you guys. So make sure you stay tuned if you guys are interested. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and go to the page where I like to set up my budget, which is right after the monthly view on the right side right here. I have my whiteout to white out this part, as well as I have all of my stickers that I'm going to be using here. I have like a budget one, washi that goes along with it, which I'm going to be using the paint strokes for this time around. I also have other ones in here that I'm going to be using in the next couple of days, so I'll just put those next to that. Or actually, I might end up, I'm going to try to film all of my budget videos today. If I can get them all done today, then I'll do it tomorrow, but everything is already pretty late as it is, and it's gonna be interesting to see how I go about my cash envelope stuffing, because it's already, I'm filming this like 5 days into the week, around 5 days into the week, so that's great. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start with the washi, which this washi matches so good with my nails, which I already got them done. These are my nails for the month of May. So you can definitely tell that this is going up later than usual, because typically I have last month's nails on, but not for this video. I'm also wearing this shirt that I thought matched perfectly with the whole colorway here, so that's also nice. I'm going to first lay down my income, and I do have a couple, not changes to my budget necessarily, but I do have an unexpected miscellaneous source of income. So I'm going to go ahead and start my shop, Romina Rosa. And I do get a paycheck from my shop every month. So at the beginning of the month, I'll go ahead and have an expected amount, which is, it almost usually turns out to be the actual amount. I don't think it's ever changed. Yeah, so it's almost as if my shop pays me a salary amount, which does not change. So that is the first source. Then I'm going to write variable for all of my variable sources of income, which those would be sources like YouTube, Patreon, commission links, all of that good stuff that I typically like to set up right next to this page will be part of the variable section. And now I am going to add one more section this month, which, like I mentioned, I had some unexpected income come my way. And I was mentioning, I think last month or the month before that, that I had not gotten my stimulus check and that I just didn't think I was going to get it, because I did end up looking up on the IRS page and all of that to see if I was going to end up getting something, and it said that I wasn't going to. So I was already set on me not receiving any extra money, but I actually did end up receiving it. So I'm going to go ahead and include it in this month's budget, as well as I did have some extra money coming from some sort of settlement for something that happened back when I was in high school. So I was not expecting this money at all, but I did end up receiving some. So I'm going to go ahead and put those two together as a miscellaneous category in my budget. So I'm just going to write miscellaneous, because it is miscellaneous income that I was not expecting. So I've already used some of that money, especially the one from the settlement, for a family trip. So my parents always plan family trips like every summer, and I typically say, no, like I'm good, I don't have money to, be going to a family vacation. But this time around, I just felt like everything just connected at the time that I received the settlement check, and I really just wanted to be part of the family trip this time. And it just turned out that I was able to do that. So I am going to be taking out the money that I spent for the trip, which we're going to be going to Cancun in the month of August. So I'm going to be taking the money out of the settlement check before I enter it into my monthly budget spread, because I didn't want to count that as something that I'm taking out of my budget, because it came out of money that I don't typically get. So I wanted to make sure to just take it out ahead of time, so you guys won't be seeing the flight and like hotel for the trip in here, which we ended up getting an all-inclusive stay at a resort in Cancun, which I'm so hyped about. And I just feel really blessed because that settlement check came at the right time. But this video is not about the settlement check, so I'm gonna stop talking about that. Just let you guys know that those are going to be my 3 income types this month. Now, I already laid down my variable and fixed expenses stickers right after my glitter washi there. Ever since I started budgeting, I've loved splitting my expenses between variable and fixed, and I didn't even give myself a proper introduction, so I'm really sorry. My name is Romina. I am 25 years old and I have a small business. I am a small business owner. I have a sticker shop, which is where all of these stickers that I show in my videos are available. I've been a little bit bad with, the whole sticker setup videos and stuff like that, but definitely stay tuned because I will be coming out with new stickers, especially for the EC A5 Daily Duo, which is the planner that I'm going to be using come July. So there's going to be a lot more stuff in the shop and a lot more videos of it. So definitely stay tuned. So now that I've given myself a little introduction, I'm going to talk about all of my variable expenses. Now, the first variable expenses that I like to have in my budget are my cash envelopes. I honestly debated whether I was going to still do cash envelopes for this month, just because I'm so late into the month to stuffing them. So I'm still thinking about that as of right now. You definitely will be seeing what I do in like a day or two, but the first category that I have is groceries. And now groceries is a category that I've been trying to decrease every single month. Last month, I believe I budgeted $250, and this time around, I'm going to lower it to $240, which I think that I can do. This is going to be for all the food that I would be consuming or that I have to pay for. So $240, I think, is more than enough for myself. I am trying to eat a little bit healthier, so we'll go ahead and see, but I think $240 sounds like a reasonable number for now. Now, the next one I have here, which I hope you guys can see, is household. And this is for anything like detergent, toilet paper, toiletries, all of that. That would be part of household. I also sometimes end up getting decorations with this money, or anything from like home goods, stuff like that. I'll take out of this category, and I typically budget $100 for this. This has been working out for me. I don't think that I need any more. Maybe come like the holidays for more holiday decorations, but as of now 100 works perfectly fine for me. Next, I have my eating out category, which I am not that big of an eating out person, or I haven't been in the past, but I think now that we have been able to go out a little bit more, I really have been wanting to go out to eat. And I was debating whether I was going to increase this category, but I think I'm just going to do the same exact number as I did last month, which was $120. So $100 for actual eating out, and then $20 I'll go ahead and use for tips whenever I do go out. So that's that. Then next I have my allowance category. And I always give myself $100 of allowance. This is just money that I get to spend on whatever it is that I want. And it typically works out. I don't usually use up all of my allowance money. So I do have an allowance sinking fund that I transfer the leftover amount at the end of the month to that sinking fund, if that makes any sense, which has been working a lot, because you would think, or at least for a lot of, I mean, for some people 100 might be a lot, or 100 might not be enough. So if you think about it the way that I do it now, which is I just go ahead and put it on the side, the leftover money, you can just build all of the allowance money that you don't end up using to maybe buy yourself something bigger in like 2 or 3 months down the road. So I definitely suggest you do that, because that has been something that's been working out for me. Then the next category is beauty. I like to dye my hair, as you guys can see, as well as to get my nails done. That is something that I don't think I could ever stop doing, especially because I'm always making videos showing my hand. So I feel like it's part of the job, and I just love showing my nails and my nails looking presentable. So I typically do, or I think last month I decreased it to 200. So I'm going to do the same for this month. I've actually been all over the place with my budget for April, if you guys have not noticed already. I ended up doing the weekly check-ins. I will still film my April budget results video, but let me just say that I had been a mess, and I didn't even know how much money I had left over for beauty. So I will be rolling over some money from last month to this month's cash envelopes, which is the reason why I didn't bring it back to 220, because I know that I am now running out of hair dye. I might have to end up buying more foundation. I need a new primer. I'm running out of that. And just things that I wouldn't typically buy every single month, but once I'm out, I need to buy some more. So that will definitely come in handy. But that's what I'm budgeting for beauty for this month. Then my last cash envelope is for gas. And another thing that's been crazy last month was that I actually hadn't used my car all that much, because my dad has actually been borrowing it. So I don't think I'll be spending anything for gas. I might end up pumping once. So I'm only going to be budgeting $40, because $40 fills up my tank. So that is going to be that. Then the next variable expense that I have here is my phone bill, which I budget, or I've been budgeting $102 for now. This might end up decreasing in a month or two, and we'll talk about that once that happens. So we'll leave that conversation for later. Next is internet. And I budgeted $70 for this. Then I have a newer category that I started adding last month, which is for my gym membership. And my gym membership is $22.99. Now, when I enrolled in my gym, they did tell me that I was going to have to pay for an annual fee. I think 2 months from the time that I started my membership, which was in the very beginning of April. So I think I don't think I'll be charged this month, but for sure I might be charged in the month of June. So I am expecting that in like the month to come. I just wanted to let you guys know because I didn't realize that you had to pay like all these fees for a gym membership, but it's good to know, especially if maybe you're looking into getting a gym membership. I know my close friends, Natalie and Claudia, are looking into getting gym memberships. So that's always good to know that you have, you know, like enrollment fees, and then you get the annual fees and all of that, because they don't always tell you that. Now, next category is one specific for this month, which is going to be for Mother's Day. Now, I have a gifts sinking fund that actually has 0 at the moment that I'm filming this. And so I just decided to make Mother's Day a separate category in my budget. And for this category, I'm going to be doing $100. I think that's a pretty good number. I wouldn't want to go over that, but definitely if I am over any one of these categories, you guys will be able to see that in my May budget results. I'll go ahead and add the actuals here, and we'll go ahead and see how much over or under I have been for this month, which is the video that should be coming up for April, like I mentioned. And then the last category that I like to have here is one from budgeted expenses. So anything that comes up that I may not budget for on a single month, I'll go ahead and add it right here. And I don't typically budget anything for this. This will be kind of like a miscellaneous category for some. I personally don't budget anything for it, but you guys are more than welcome to. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the totals here. All right, so let's go ahead and add my budgeted section to 240, 100, 120, 100, 200, 40, 102, 70, 22.99, and 100 equals to 1,094.99. And that is the total budgeted amount for my variable expenses. Now moving on to the fixed expenses, these will be the categories that don't typically change, things that are set amounts like your car payment, rent, car insurance, subscriptions of some sort. All of that will go into this section. So let me start with, of course, rent. For rent, I pay $800. Then I have my car payment. I'm trying to write a little better, but I don't think it's working out so hot for me. I pay $348 with 6 cents for car payment. Then for car insurance, I pay $200. Okay, next I have renter's insurance for $10.83. I'm thinking that in the future, if I do end up renting again, I might just end up paying that, making that an annual payment instead of a monthly payment. I think that's what I will end up doing, just so I don't have that category in my budget every month. The next category is one for subscriptions. I do combine both my iCloud storage as well as my part of the Spotify family plan that I'm in. So in total, that equals to $6.99 right there. I don't pay for any streaming services, although I do have Netflix. I think Netflix is free because of my phone carrier. I believe so. So those are the only 2 subscriptions that I have, which is the reason why I combine them. Then I have my student loan minimum payment, which is $130.77. And although I don't necessarily have to make this payment, I still like to make it a habit to pay it every single month. I've actually put my debt snowball on hold, which is something that I was going to talk about last month, but I just didn't have time to. I put my debt snowball on hold just because there was so much going through my head, and I think that for me, specifically at this time and at this point of my life, I need to focus more on my emergency fund, I think first, rather than my student loans. And I'm not going to lie, a bit of my decision also came because of the thoughts of forgiving student loans. But as of now, I think I've made a better decision to just save the money that I have left over every single month instead of just putting them all to debt. And I'm definitely hoping to go back to paying my student loans off once I'm anywhere between 3 to 6 months of expenses. So just wanted to let you guys know really quickly in this video, because I know I said I was going to talk about it and I just didn't get around to it. But that's kind of why I stopped my debt snowball. So just in case you guys were curious, then the next category is my giving category, which I do $150 every month for. And then last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and add my sinking funds in here, which this month I'm going to be adding $924, like so. And of course, I'm just going to go ahead and skip, I'm thinking a line or two, just in case, because you never know, my shop might end up doing a little bit better than it did last month, and I will be able to make some extra debt payments. As of now, I'm not 100% sure, but that's typically what I would use to make extra debt payments, anything extra that my shop made. And I think, yeah, I don't have an extra category there, so I think I'm able to add those up. So let's go ahead and add, let's see, $800 for rent, $348.06 for car payment, $200 for insurance, $1083, $699, $130.77, $150, and $924. That equals to $2,570 with 65 cents. And now that I have both of my expenses filled out, I can go ahead and move on to my total section down here. So in all of the budget kits, you get headers for your income as well as your expenses, but you also get this total section here, which definitely helps when trying to figure out what your potential savings will be and how much money you will actually be getting at the end of the month, and comparing those. I feel like that really makes me think and look at my categories to make sure that I am decreasing the ones that I'm able to decrease, or increasing some that need more money or that I'm always over budget on. So for the total section here, I'll go ahead and write income, and then I'll write variable and fixed expenses, which this ended up being perfect to the amount of lines that I have here. Can't lie and say that I didn't plan that out. I knew exactly how many lines this had. So now I can go ahead and write out the budgeted amounts for my expenses. I don't disclose my income, although I always think about it. I know you guys are probably curious to know my income, so I might at some point show you guys. I'm still a little iffy about it, but as of now, I just think it just makes me comfortable. This is just what I've done all the time, which is where I'm comfortable at, not showing it. But I know a lot of people do show theirs, and that's interesting to see. So the last thing that I'm going to do is lay down my box right there with a little piggy bank. So like I mentioned, at the end of the month, once I know my actuals for my income and expenses, I'll go ahead and subtract my actual expenses from my income, and then whichever money I have left over, I'll go ahead and put it towards my emergency fund. That is currently what I'm working on. That is currently the financial goal that I am working on. So I'll go ahead and write that here. In the past, I have kind of split it between debt and savings, but this time around, I'm all about savings. it's just something, you know, and it's just something that I am doing for myself. I don't think that paying off debt first is wrong, and I wouldn't say that because prior to me even saving much money at all, I was putting all of my money towards my credit card debt, which is how I was able to pay that off last year. So it just honestly depends what situation you're in, what point in your life you're in, I would say. And for me, I am definitely just trying to focus all about my emergency fund as of now, because things can happen, things have happened, and I know a lot of people didn't have emergency fund when an emergency happened. So I just want to be sure, especially with how variable the income that I receive from all of my sources, including my sticker shop, is. I just want to make sure that I'll be okay if an emergency happens, or if, let's say, I am not able to run my shop for a couple of months. That being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the whole setup, as well as the new colorway for this month and how well it goes with my outfit and nails. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, please do not forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. And hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.